Hey y'all, what's going on? It's Saturday, November 29th, I think, 2008. I did my 8th shot today. Sorry, probably my girlfriend. Yeah, I did my 8th shot today, which means that I've been on T for 7 weeks. Seems kind of crazy to me that it seems like it's gone really fast. I mean, yeah, 7 weeks on T. If you'd have told me 3 months ago that by now I'd be on T for almost 2 months, I would have told you were so full of shit. It was ridiculous. But as far as T-related changes go, more of the same. I'm getting a little more, like, my happy trail's getting thicker, little more body hair everywhere, voice is dropping, nothing, real super stellar to report on there. I guess my hairline's coming back right in here. It's not doing it so much on this side. But yeah, it's like I'm starting to get that widow's peak thing like my dad has. I just hope that it stops, much like my dad's did, at least until I'm older. What else has been going on? I've been passing a lot more to people that I don't know. I went to the bar Monday night to get a hold of, we'll just say a friend, and so I intended to go there and get what I needed from her and leave, and everybody kept telling me how good I looked and all that, which was super cool. And then this whole slew of little gay boys came in, and they were all up on me. It was really, really funny. They were buying me drinks and hitting on me, and no matter how much I tried to, let them down more or less, because A, I have a girlfriend, and B, I don't really think I like guys. I've been there, done that, but T makes you gay. Whatever happens with that. I'm pretty open sexually. But yeah, I thought that was pretty entertaining, and one of the older gay guys there totally knows who I am and knows my story, and he was like, "You were just loving this, aren't you?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "You're an attention whore, admit it." And I was like, yeah, kinda, maybe. What else was going on? So I went, another bar story. I went to the bar to meet up with some friends last night, and I'm sitting at the table and I'm looking around, and I'm realizing there's a whole lot of people there that I know, that I went to high school with. It was like a high school reunion of some sorts, and it was crazy because nobody there. I wasn't trying to talk to any of them. High school was miserable. I would care to never speak to anybody I went to high school with ever again, for the most part. And these guys were all around me, and none of them so much as, I should really turn that off, but none of them so much as looked at me a second time. And it's just so crazy that these guys who made it their life to give me hell in high school had no clue who I was. It was just really weird. What else has been going on? So I really almost lost my job. I guess it was Wednesday. I went outside at workshop to smoke a cigarette, and one of the clients, who does this repeatedly, was stripping off her clothing and in the middle of the four-way stop, which is the main entrance to campus. And she does this regularly. It's nothing new. But anyway, so I come inside from smoking a cigarette, and all of the big wigs over there at workshop are standing inside the door. And the highest one of them, looks at me and says, "You're Timberhill, right?" Which is my unit. And I was like, "Yes, sir." And he was like, "Staff needs assistance," and pointed outside. And I was like, "Sir, I was actually on my way to go find a female staff that I could replace for a minute to, so that female staff could go assist with the situation." And we went on, and he kept pushing it and kept pushing it. Staff needs assistance. You go over there. And he actually went so far as to say that, I kept explaining to him, I'm a male staff. I cannot go assist with a naked female client. That's bad news. And he went so far as to tell me that I'm not really a man. At that point, I went nuts, and God bless. There's got to be a God of some sort, because what I said was not something I would normally say when I was angry. I looked at him and I was like, I'm going back to my assigned duty station. if you feel that I've committed neglect here, feel free to call that in, and feel free to talk to my BC. And just walk back, and like I went back to the room and I had my book that I'm reading. It's the third one in the Twilight series, and like I'm staring at it and I'm not really reading it, and like all of a sudden my vision just goes blank, and I come back to, and everything is different in the room. There's different people in there than were in there who knows how long ago. And I looked at the room monitor and I was like, have I moved? And she was like, no, not at all, you've actually sat there like perfectly still as a statue. It was creepy. I was like, okay, fine, because like usually when I get mad and I black out, I'm not proud of some of the things I've done in those times. But yeah, so that was that, and it was crazy. What else has been going on? Oh, I was really worried about Thanksgiving because of certain family members that like to start shit. And like I had thought of all these different scenarios and ways things could or couldn't go, positively or negatively. And it actually worked out better than I could have hoped for. This particular family member had just had a baby, and she really kind of likes to be, the center of attention. And her having just had the newest, youngest baby, she was the center of attention, and she wasn't going to say anything about, me to start anything, because that would detract from her being the center of attention. So that worked out really well, which makes me feel really good about Christmas, because no matter how much I change between now and then, I could probably come in with a full beard and nobody would pay any attention to me because there's a new grandchild and cousin and all that. So that's like a big load off of my chest on that. What else has been going on? Oh, I was having one of those days where I just, nothing was positive, and it was just a bad day yesterday. And I was really jealous of my girlfriend because, like, she had this great family to go home to for Thanksgiving and these great family traditions. And I was angry that she wasn't here. It was really selfish and stupid, I know. But anyway, she kept calling and texting me all day, and I didn't respond to her because I really thought that if I responded, something mean or hurtful or something I just didn't want to say was going to come out. So I was a real douchebag, but I've apologized to her, and she understands. She forgives me. So yeah. But other than that, that's about all that's been going on in my world as of late. So I guess I'll talk to y'all when I got something else to say.